Hey guys, I'm Scepter, and today I'm going to be giving you some tips and tricks on how to get rank 25s in Brawl Stars. Whether you don't have any already and you want to get a couple, or you've already got a couple and you want some help and guidance getting more, this video is for you. Let's get straight into it. Before we get into the main content, please, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. It's as simple as scrolling down the page, hitting the big red button that says subscribe, and that's it. You can get notified whenever I create new content, and it will mean the world to me. Thanks, and let's get on with the rest of the video. So we're going to start with some 3v3 tips, and my first tip, one of the most important tips, is to play with a team. This could be playing again with good randoms, or playing with club members, or playing with friends that you know. Of course, playing with friends that you know has team chemistry, it's a lot better, but really just playing with people where you can sort out a comp beforehand and talk with them, talk about strategy, it's so important. The average win rate of playing with randoms is somewhere between 50 and 70%, generally on the lower end of that percentile. So it means you're going to be losing pretty much a minimum of 1/3 of all the games you play. That's a lot of trophies. If you're at 700 plus trophies, that means that you're only going to be gaining 8 trophies every 3 matches, or around 2 1/3 trophies every match. That's not that many trophies, so you're going to be wanting to play with a team and having that higher win rate. Now, not only should you play with a team, but you should play on the best maps in game modes. Now, game modes is important, but the maps are especially important. If you're pushing a brawler like Rico is alright on most maps, but there are some maps which just have a lot of walls, and he's just insanely OP on them. Those are the maps you want to be pushing Rico to rank 25. There are other brawlers like this. You're going to be wanting to push long range brawlers on more open maps, and probably on game modes such as Bounty or Knockout, where the maps are generally more open and you generally want to stay from a longer distance. Think about the map in the game mode, be patient. If there's not a good map, don't just go straight into it, wait for there to be a good map and then push the brawler. Now, if you happen to lose a couple matches, I would recommend stopping playing after losing between 20 and 25 trophies. So if you lose 2 or 3 times, then probably stop. Now, it depends on how many trophies you're losing. So if you're losing 6 trophies a game, you can probably lose 3 to 4 games comfortably. And then, although you have lost 18 to 24 trophies, it's a lot better than losing more than that. If you lose less than that, if you lose a couple games and then you start to win again, it's alright. But if you lose 3 games, I'd recommend stopping. And then if you're losing 8 trophies a game, I'd recommend stopping after losing 2 or 3. It depends how bothered you are about tilting, because you're going to be losing 16 trophies if you lose 2, and 24 trophies if you lose 3. 24 trophies is a lot of trophies, and it means that you're going to have a really good win rate to push them back up quickly. So I would recommend stopping after 2 games, but if you just think that it's not a problem with you playing, it's just good enemies, good opponents, then you can try the 3rd game. If you lose that, definitely stop playing. And my final tip is, don't think about it too much. Don't think about the pressure, because if you're thinking this is the last game to rank 25, it's going to be a lot harder for you to win. You're going to be playing a lot worse, and really you just want to be playing as if it's just another game. Think of it that you're at 715 trophies and you're just going to play another game, not think, oh, this game could be my last game to rank 25. And that's the same for rank 30s too. Don't think about the milestones until you've got them, because otherwise you're probably just going to put a lot of pressure on yourself, not play as well. So next I'm going to be giving you some tips on Showdown. Now, Showdown isn't as high skill as 3v3s. If you are good at the brawler, you'll probably push trophies a lot faster on 3v3s. But if you're really good at Showdown, like me myself, or you're not that comfortable with the brawler you're playing, say it's one of your worst brawlers, you just want to get them to rank 25 and get them out of the way, then Showdown's for you. Now, I'd recommend playing Showdown Plus at all times, because if you're good at Showdown, or if you're good at the Brawler, which if you're trying to push them to rank 25, you probably should be, you're going to get a lot more trophies. Now, it comes back with the thing of don't think about it too much, don't put on the pressure. But if you're not putting on the pressure, you can probably play well if you're trying to push them. And then you're going to get extra trophies. Of course, there aren't teamers as well, which means that you're not going to just be able to have to play Primo or another tank. So, without the teamers and with the extra trophies on offer, if you're good enough, I definitely recommend Showdown Plus. If you're really not good with the Brawling, you're just planning on camping or teaming, play normal Showdown. Of course, it could be removed in the future and replaced completely with Showdown Plus, but at the time of this video, normal Showdown is still in the game. I don't encourage teaming or camping, but if you really have to do it, play normal Showdown. Now, going back to camping, try not to camp. Now, I know there are videos and things proving, well, what's better, camping or playing aggressively, but I would always recommend, if you're good at the Brawler, play aggressively. Now, I know camping can quite often guarantee you a top 4 and guarantee you trophies, but at the same time, you're never going to get that first place and rarely going to get any better than 3rd or 4th. There's also the risk that if someone finds you in the bush, you're quite easily going to be dead, because you're not going to have any power cubes or very low power cubes, and they could probably kill you. So don't camp. I'd recommend trying to play aggro, getting cubes, but just thinking about what you're doing. And that moves me on to my next tip. Think about how you're playing. Don't just dash in randomly. Don't play as Mortis and think, oh, I'm so good, I can dash into this Shelly. And then the Shelly will kill you and you'll wonder what happened. Don't do that. Don't be that Mortis. Instead, you're going to want to think about who you counter, who counters you, all these different scenarios, and although it may seem complicated, that's what comes of being good at a certain brawler. You need to be able to know who you counter, you need to be able to know who counters you, and also when, in what scenario. So, if you're a Mortis, you should know that anytime you see a thrower, it's quite an easy kill. However, every time you see a tank, it's much more difficult. Sure, you might be a really good Mortis, but be careful, because you don't want to die and just wonder what happened. Thinking about doing that sort of thing just makes you worse as a brawler. So don't do that. Think about it, retreat when you're countered, advance on brawlers you can kill, and don't be stupid. So, let's say you've got your rank 25. What's next? So, I'd recommend pushing more rank 25s. I'd recommend trying to get at least 20 to 30 rank 25s before thinking too much about pushing beyond that. Personally, I thought about pushing rank 30s or something, or just higher than rank 25s when I had very little rank 25s and I didn't have the experience really to do it. I pushed a couple brawlers to 800 like Edgar, Buzz, Stu, Rosa, but really anything above 850, just the amount of pressure you're putting on yourself and the skill level up there, it can be quite difficult to play there. So I'd recommend getting more rank 25s, getting more skill and more experience in the game, then you can push higher. I'd recommend trying to push a few different brawlers up, maybe to 850, maybe to 900. See which one you're more comfortable with at the high trophy levels, then push them to rank 30. And if you want to see a rank 30 tips and tricks video, make sure to like the video, comment down below, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.